And welcome back to the Michael Cohen Show on our continued journey to 500,000 subscribers. So let's get there. Hit subscribe, watch, comment, and share, because this stupidity, it's got to stop. And right now, Trump is on his way to Asia today to engage in trade talks. Now, let me be clear. Foreign diplomacy, it's important. But why? Why is our president leaving while we're in the middle of a government shutdown? You see, Americans aren't receiving paychecks, but fear not, because Trump will fix trade relations. And early this morning, he went on a posting rampage about tariffs. Maybe, just maybe, it's his morning affirmations pre-trade talks. Let me show you what he said. In it, he writes, "The United States is wealthy, powerful, and nationally secure again, all because of tariffs. Most important case ever is in the United States Supreme Court. God bless America." He then further goes and writes, "The stock market is stronger than ever before because of tariffs." Now, I do want to, of course, note to each and every one of you, he's serious. And you know he's serious? Because everything is in capitals. Now, Trump continues to try and to convince Americans that the United States is making money like never, ever seen before. But if that's true, well, number one, why aren't the average Americans feeling it? And two, why is there a government shutdown at all? And yesterday, during a Homeland Security roundtable, Trump claimed one of his friends, you can't make this up, one of his friends is going to send him $130 million to pay the military. Play the clip.
In the next couple of days, a lot of Americans are going to go without their first full paychecks, federal workers.
By the way, a friend of mine, talking about donors, a friend of mine, a man that's great, I'm not going to use his name unless he lets me do it. Susie can tell you about this, but he called us the other day and he said, "I'd like to contribute any shortfall you have because of the Democrat shutdown. I'd like to personally contribute any shortfall you have with the military, because I love the military and I love the country, and any shortfall, if there's a shortfall, I'll contribute it." And today he sent us a check for $130 million.
Can you share who that is?
I would love to tell you. He doesn't really want the recognition, if you want to know the truth, but he gave us a check for $130 million.
And that's going to go to
which was sort of a shortfall, yeah. And that's going to go to the military, yeah.
And what's your message?
Is that the correct number? $130 million. That's what I call a patriot. Okay, thank you very much, everybody. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, but that's not what I would call America. First of all, America doesn't need his $130 million. Yes, it is a lot of money, but not compared to the Department of War's total budget, which is $1 trillion. $130 million isn't even a rounding error. So let me be crystal clear. No American is supposed to fund the military. We're supposed to be funding the military ourselves, except we're in the middle of a government shutdown. A government shutdown, despite what they all want to say, is Republican. It is a Republican shutdown, not a Democratic shutdown. Now, Midas put together an incredible video showing his cabinet members' reactions to that $130 million claim. This is beautiful. Play the clip.
He doesn't really want the recognition, if you want to know the truth, but he gave us a check for $130 million.
And that's going to go to
which was sort of a shortfall, yeah. And that's going to go to the military, yeah.
And what's your message?
Is that the correct number? $130 million. That's what I call a patriot. Okay, thank you very much, everybody. Thank you. Thank you.
You know, the first thing I'm thinking is, who did he send it to? Like, I'd be very curious as to, who do you make the check out to? You can't make it out to Donald J. Trump, president. You're making it out to the IRS? Well, that's a totally different department. How do you write a check to the Department of Defense? I'm sorry, the Department of War. How does that money go there? And aren't they supposed to put that into an account that all Americans are permitted to see, to verify? What if hypothetically that individual, I don't know, it's one of his friends, let's say it's Kim Jong-un. Let's say it's Vladimir Putin. I don't know, maybe Xi Jinping. What if it's a foreign individual? What if it's Mohammed bin Salman or the Al Thani family of Qatar? Who knows who it is? Well, that's the problem. And while they want to tell you that they are the most transparent administration in history, I think I just proved that they're not. Now, Trump, during that meeting, he also said that he has now raised $350 million for the ballroom. 200 at first, 250, 300, now 350. I feel like I'm in Storage Wars. Play the clip.
To fund have you raised the full 300 million needed to fund your ballroom? And how much specifically are you donating to this construction
raised,
project?
I think $350 million. All donor money and money that we put up. We've raised, it's going to cost right in the neighborhood of $300 million. It's been expanded and made absolutely, it'll be the most beautiful ballroom anywhere in the world, I think.
And how much specifically are you donating to it personally?
How much am I donating? I won't be able to tell you until I finish, but I'll donate whatever's needed, I'll tell you that.
Zero. All right. First of all, I can't believe that we have a donor base who are going to get plaques on the wall with their names on it for a pavilion, for a ballroom attached to our sacred White House. Now, during a press conference yesterday, a reporter goes on and asks Caroline Levitt about how Trump's budget estimations keep changing. Play that clip.
The ballroom, first of which will probably be several questions about this, I imagine.
Is it a big story?
It seems that way. The president's cost estimate has changed several times. I think it's up to $300 million now. Given the nature of all this, will the White House commit to releasing all of the donors and how much they're spending and how much of his own money the president is putting on the line to this?
We have released the full list of donors thus far. Perhaps there will be more people who want to generously contribute to this project. And the president, yes, has committed his own resources. And when he releases that information, which I'm very confident he will, you will all see that.
We'll see a dollar figure from the president?
Yes, you will.
No, you won't. Now, I want you to remember that when Trump accidentally posted what was supposed to be a DM, a direct message to Pam Bondi about investigating his enemies, well, as we all know, James Comey, Tish James, you have John Bolton, have all been indicted. And now, as I predicted, it will be Adam Schiff's turn. Play the clip.
Right. We'll do a few more and we'll go home.
Wonderful.
Everybody's going to go home. I'm going back to the Oval Office, however.
Speaking of Democrats, there's a report that there's a grand jury on Adam Schiff for apparent mortgage fraud. If he is indicted, should he step down as a U.S. Senator?
Well, I'm not going to comment on that. I would just say Adam Schiff is one of the lowest forms of scum I've ever dealt with in politics. He's a horrible human being, very dishonest person. I have no idea what's going on. You tell me that he's going to be indicted. I don't know. You could ask Pam. I don't know if she could say it. Probably you are allowed to say it, but I wouldn't know about that. I can only tell you he's a very bad. I think he's actually a sick person. Do you want to talk about that?
We're not going to comment on any grand jury that's open. We can't legally.
I don't know. By the way, I hope it's true, but I don't know anything about it. Yeah, please.
Like I said a long time ago, when Donald Trump tells you what he wants, especially amongst this crew, he'll get it. Trump also, of course, lied about Portland. Play that clip.
Same thing with Portland. Speaking of that, because that's where we won it. But I looked the other night, Saturday night. Portland is like burning to the ground, and these people are saying it's just friendly stuff. The whole place is burning to the ground. So we'll take care of that one. That's like an insurrection more than it is anything else. That's crazy. Portland's crazy. And then
you know what's funny is Pam Hempel was on my Mea Culpa podcast. She actually went to Portland, and she went there with her video camera. What you had is a bunch of frogs, a bunch of lizards, a bunch of dragons and dinosaurs, people in costumes, a couple of people with Martian costumes dancing and making noise outside of a federal building. That's burning it to the ground. I think I need to then literally show him once again the January 6th insurrection at the Capitol. Meanwhile, a reporter goes on and asks Trump about a memo suggesting that the National Guard is going to be deployed in all states by April of 2026. Play the clip.
Secretary Hegseth, sir, a memo circulating on social media details the establishment of a National Guard response force that's going to be trained in crowd control and civil unrest and deployed in all 50 states by April of 2026. Can you verify the authenticity of that memo, and do you have any more information on the operations?
I'm not going to answer particulars on something that may be in the planning process, but we definitely do have multiple layers of National Guard response forces, whether it's in each state, whether it's regionally, whether it's Title 10 active duty, whether it's Washington, D.C. We've got a lot of different ways that constitutionally and legally we can employ Title 10 and Title 32 forces, and we will do so when necessary.
Okay, so they're going to do it. Meanwhile, Stephen Miller was also at the meeting where he goes on and says that the country would die without Trump. No, I'm not joking. Stephen Miller makes the claim that this entire country would fail to exist, cease to exist without Trump. Play the clip.
Let me just say, Mr. President, that this country was going to die without you. This country was going to actually die without you. That's what we were facing in 2024. We've been invaded for 4 years. Our communities were sinking. Our public safety had gone to zero. Cartels were running entire communities. Sex trafficking, child trafficking, labor trafficking was out of control. Overdoses were out of control. The cartels were claiming more and more territory. City services were buckling. This was a country on the verge of dying, and you alone saved it. And when you stepped forward...
Yeah, and let's not just give him the Nobel Peace Prize. We should turn around and create one specifically. Call it the Stephen Miller Bullshit Award. Meanwhile, you can't make this stuff up. Speaking of death, let me end on a clip of Trump talking about killing people who he believes are bringing drugs into our country. And I want you to notice his eloquent comment of, and I'm going to quote it here, "We're going to kill them. They're going to be like dead." Play the clip.
And briefed them on the operations.
No, we will go. I said
you will go, and
we
it would
will
be
go.
difficult for them to object.
I don't see any loss in going. No reason not to. You know, they'll always complain. Oh, we should have gone. So we're going to definitely. I'd like to just tell you, let's go. We'll go.
And Mr.
We're going to
President,
tell them what we're going to do, and I think they're going to probably like it, except for the radical left lunatics.
And Mr. President, if you are declaring war against these cartels, and Congress is likely to approve of that process, why not just ask for a declaration of war?
Well, I don't think we're going to necessarily ask for a declaration of war. I think we're just going to kill people that are bringing drugs into our country. Okay? We're going to kill them. You know, they're going to be like dead. Okay?
Yes, when you kill somebody, they are like dead. Here's the only problem. It still hasn't been verified that the boats that have already been struck, and there's about a dozen of them, containing about 37 individuals, that they were actually running drugs, as stated by this administration. We're really in very strange times right now. And it's why I constantly say, please help us to grow the community. Subscribe, watch, comment, and share. And as always, thanks for listening. Hey, everyone. First of all, thanks for watching. I mean, we're going to be posting daily episodes with reactions and talking about politics. We'll be talking about everything, in fact. So please like and subscribe. Join us on this journey.